All right. You ready for me?
Yeah.
Okay. So hi, I'm Lisa Pohlmann. I'm the Executive Director of the Natural Resources Council of Maine, and I am so pleased today to launch this new partnership between the Natural Resources Council of Maine and the Girl Scouts of Maine. Today we're announcing a new patch program called Sustainable Maine. Through this program, Girl Scouts will have new opportunities to learn about and take action to protect Maine's environment. Now, I owe a lot to my years in the Girl Scouts, and I brought my old Girl Scout sash today just to prove it. I started in a troop at the age of 8 and stayed involved all the way through school and well into adulthood, eventually becoming a troop leader. I can still remember learning about nature in so many ways because of my years at Girl Scout camp. Equally important, the Girl Scouts taught me the importance of being an active citizen. I often think about the lessons I learned in the Girl Scouts in my current role as the leader of the Natural Resources Council of Maine. NRCM is dedicated to making sure that there are safeguards for Maine's air, water, land, and wildlife. And now I've come full circle by working with the Girl Scouts of Maine to get more girls involved directly in current environmental issues. The Natural Resources Council of Maine worked with the coatings industry for several years to promote the idea of the paint care program. Eventually, the legislature passed a law to create the program, and it began last year. Household paint and paint containers can now be recycled, and there is much less hazardous and other materials going into landfills. This is a win-win-win for the hardware and paint businesses that voluntarily participate, for residents who can get rid of old cans of paint easily and for free, and for the environment. But like any new statewide program, it takes a while to get the word out, and that's where the Girl Scouts come in. They are going to help spread the word across the state through their communities and schools about the paint care program and why it matters for the health of our environment. We want to make sure everyone knows about it, and partnering with the Girl Scouts is a great way to do that. And with that, I'd like to introduce Joanne Crapo from Girl Scouts of Maine.
Thank you so much, Lisa. Well, Girl Scouts has a long history with the outdoors in terms of building skills and interest, and the Sustainable Maine patch, which will look like this, for the paint care recycling program is an environmental aspect of our love of the natural world. Additionally, one of the Girl Scouts program outcomes is for girls to become community problem solvers. And Girl Scouts help girls find meaningful ways to contribute to the world by identifying problems and then taking actions to solve them. And we are so proud to have such an important relationship and partnership with the Natural Resources Council of Maine to give Girl Scouts in Maine another opportunity to develop this strong problem-solving outcome and value, which is part of Girl Scouts. So thank you very much. I also want to introduce Samantha Lott-Hale, who is our program manager and can answer questions about the patch program.
And here's Demi and Danica, who are excited to get going, right? To bring some paint today.
Yeah.
Now, we also wanted to hear from the hardware store. And we certainly have a representative who can answer questions about their involvement. Chuck, did you want to say anything or just want to be available for?
I can be available for questions.
Okay, so with that,
Well, how will this work for the Girl Scouts? If you can step right up to the microphone.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So the girls will have the opportunity to do this patch program as something they choose to do, and they have some steps that are laid out as in Discover, Connect, and Take Action categories. So they'll discover more about the issue, about paint recycling and how going into landfill is obviously a problem. Connecting, so looking in their community, seeing what they can do to raise awareness, and then taking action is actually deciding what they can do. So whether that be posters or if they're older, posting, creating website, links to websites, things like that.
So do they actually go anywhere to pick up paint, or
So they're going to encourage their parents, for the most part, and their community members to recycle the paint, because we all have that can of paint somewhere, right? And so it's not literally that you're going to see them dragging around paint cans, but that they're going to help get that paint to the hardware store, just like Demi and Danica had their parents bring today.
Yeah. And so, will they actually go talk to different community members or hardware store, or is it something that they just present to you as the Girl Scouts?
Nope, they'll actually do it out in their community. So the patch program is actually already written, so any troop in the state can pick it up. And they have options of which they'd like to do. So it could be that they go to the hardware store and they learn more about it. It could be that they look on the website, learn more about it, whatever works in their particular community.
And they can also give presentations, at their, say, asked to give a presentation at their school or their church or something like that.
And the activities are actually age appropriate,
Yeah.
so that we really have something from these young girls, the young Daisy girls, that they can participate in, all the way up to our ambassador girls who are seniors in high school.
Talk about, somebody step right up to the mic and talk about how important this issue is. I know the Natural Resources Council certainly feels it. Making sure paint's recycling old paint cans is.
Right. Well, the recycling of old paint is important because, first of all, it comes in cans, it comes in plastic tubs. Those should be properly recycled. And then there's also sometimes, several inches of old paint that actually there are sometimes hazardous materials in there, so they should be recycled properly. And some of that paint can be reused for painting, kind of a conglomerate paint that can be used for factory buildings and schools and things like that. So really it's about trying to keep hazardous materials and also just the bulk of old cans out of landfills. We should not be, digging more landfills to throw more stuff in that there can be other uses for.
And who went to to partner on this? Who did the Girl Scouts approach the Natural Resource Council or vice versa?
It was a little bit of a cathartic sort of thing. I actually gave a speech one time in Portland, and there was a member of the Girl Scout staff in the audience, and because I mentioned being a Girl Scout, she hopped right up and we had a great connection about how important it was to me, and we started this conversation that's taken a year or more to unfold in exactly how could we get Girl Scouts involved in taking care of the nature of Maine. And so, as I said, I'm delighted to bring this full circle for myself to be giving back to the girls of Maine by giving them an opportunity to get involved in this. And I think the Girl Scouts are excited to have the opportunity for their girls to learn more about the environment too.
Do the Girl Scouts partner with any other organizations like this for patches?
You should get a
We do.
We got lots of patches.
Yeah, they have a lot of patches. So on the front they have badges, which are awards that they earn, and then patches are kind of either they earn by doing fun things or by doing a set program that's created locally. And so another one we have is the Good Turn program, and so that's with Goodwill, and really gets them into the store, doing some financial literacy, learning about what is the work of Goodwill and things like that. So there are several others that range from Maine lobsters all the way up, but there are definitely different ones.
You might want to mention too just how many Girl Scouts there are, which is part of course, the appeal to us is how can you get the word out across the state.
Yep, we have about 8,500 girls throughout the state who are Girl Scouts, again ranging K through 12, and then we also have adult volunteers, about 3,500 adult volunteers also who work with them. So it's a good sized population.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, can I get your name again?
Samantha Lott Hale, Lott, and then Hale.
Is it hyphen?
Just a space.
Okay. I think I'm good. Although I do want to get part of the girls' yes.
Do you want them to turn around too?
Yeah.
Would you turn around and show the back too? Yeah.
Take it off, Danny.
I just want to see some of the other patches.
Can we see some of the other patches in the back?
To show him
Shows
your
all the patches.
patches.
There we
on the back.
go.
Keep it on.
Yeah, you can keep it on. He
Keep
likes
your
to
vest
see it
on, but
you.
just show
He
them.
likes to
Vest
see it
on, ladies.
That looks great.
Oh, I see.
Oh.
She's making it straight, so, yeah. And you know what? I got a special patch for you today. My own special patch that I give to certain Girl Scouts. So I'm going to give that to you.
A Band-Aid.
I know, get it.
Where's Band-Aid?
Oh, I have a little.
I hope
How
that
many?
you'll also notice in the press release,
Yeah.
there's information about how well the program has done so far this year with just the amount of advertisement there's been. But a lot of tons of paint have been kept out of landfills through this program so far, and hopefully there'll be many more in the coming year.
How many hardware stores and paint stores and whatnot do you have participating in
Sarah
this?
knows
Sarah,
the
how many stores participating?
I think there's
Locations?
94
Yeah.
right now, and they're all
Yeah.
volunteering.
Yeah, and there's a website on our materials here that you could put up online, which would be great, which would get people there.
Just the zip code in, sheets in, all that, and then,
Yeah.
I don't know if you wanted to get like a shot of that, but it says like what condition.
Okay, yeah, no, that's perfect.
Yeah. And this actually has some of those details on the patch program, not being to shoot it, but you'll have it in your packet.
Okay.
We got a crowd.